Hi, this is Rob, and welcome to this special edition of the Millionaires Club.
We are in the Millionaires Club. We've made it.
This video is actually an addendum to another video I did about AI-driven NPC dialogue. If you'd like to check out that video, there's a link right here in the upper right-hand corner. To make the video more watchable, I've edited out the delays between when I ask a question and the NPC answers. However, I have left in the delays for the first character. I want you guys to get an idea of what the experience is presently like. But rest assured, we can expect these latency issues to be resolved once the model is run locally on our machines. And with the crazy rapid progress we're seeing from NVIDIA and other manufacturers, I fully expect to see this by the end of 2024. And finally, if you haven't noticed, this video is an hour and a half long. So go grab some popcorn, have a seat, and enjoy conversations with NPCs.
We are a Millionaires Club.
All right, let's start the in-world demo. All right, it's a pretty straightforward demo. So we're in this kind of like crime scene here that we've got to help figure out what went down.
Greetings, Detective. I'm Special Agent Janice. You have been authorized by the Metropolis Bureau of Investigations to conduct interviews with possible witnesses.
Did you say your name is Janice?
Indeed. I am here to serve you. Detective, I've been briefed on your mission to locate a certain scientist. We've had several reports of suspicious activity in the lower levels of the city. I've been instructed to assist you in any way I can. What would you like to do first?
All right, well, I had quite a night last night. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Do you have any clue?
I understand. It can be difficult to adjust to a new city, especially one as large and complex as Metropolis. But don't worry, I'm here to help you get settled in. Before we begin our investigation, let me give you a brief overview of our society and protocols.
Okay, go right ahead.
Very well. First, let's start by interviewing the witnesses. I've identified a few individuals who may have information regarding the whereabouts of the scientist. I suggest we split up and cover more ground. I'll take the east side of the street, and you can take the west. We'll communicate via radio if we need to.
East and west, all right. So yeah,
Great.
just...
Let's move out.
All right, dude. Moving around is just regular, arrow keys. You can use the keyboard just like, it doesn't have strafing, which is kind of a pain in the butt, and you get space bar to jump. One reason why you jump is you come to something like this and get caught up in it. But yeah, you run around, you got to talk to these people. Mostly you talk to people or, look, see, you've got a robot I got to talk to now.
I am Swiffer, a level 3 cleaning and toxic waste disposal robot. What can I assist you with?
Oh, hey, Swiffer. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate you cleaning up the place. I guess I'm kind of short, aren't I? Look at that, I get really short. Anyways, see anything weird here tonight?
Yes, there are several unknown life forms and broken bots in the debris.
Unknown life forms. Who owns this facility?
Unknown.
Interesting. Can you tell me more about those life forms?
I'm afraid not. They're of unknown origin. I've never seen anything like them before.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds pretty creepy. Did you find
Understood.
any... Oh, okay. Well, you have a good night now. Take care.
You too.
How are you doing? My name is Inspector Rob. I'm here working on this case behind us.
Hi, I'm Anna. Nice to meet you.
How you doing tonight?
Just trying to get home.
Ooh, where do you live?
Level 4.
Oh, okay. Well, why are you standing here?
There was a big fire here. I was walking home and saw it. Robot firefighters put it out.
Oh, okay. Where were we coming from?
I work at the blimp assembly plant.
Oh, interesting. I assume you assemble blimps there.
I do, actually. I'm really good at putting together titanium propellers.
Oh, that's great, great. Hey, do you ever have any aspirations beyond your work?
Yeah, I actually have a dream. I've always wanted to own my own bakery. I love baking. I find it very relaxing.
Ooh, nice, nice. I love it when bakers put pudding in things.
That's a great way to add some extra flavor and texture to desserts.
I mean, I hope you open a bakery someday. I'd love to try out some of your sweets.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Oh, good, good. Why does that mean a lot to you?
Because it's my dream, and it's nice to know that someone believes in me.
Oh, well, you're very pretty. I don't know. Would you consider going on a date with a guy like me?
I'm flattered, but I don't think that would be appropriate.
Oh, really? Why?
Because I don't know you, and I don't think it's safe to go on dates with strangers.
Oh, okay. Well, we could always meet in a public place, you know. I mean, like we'd go to a really crowded coffee shop and just have some coffee. What about that?
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that.
Huh. Well, when you say you're not sure, that means that you might be comfortable with it. What would make you sure?
I don't know. I just need some time to think about it, I guess.
Well, I gotta come back and I want to see if maybe, maybe you'll trust me. I mean, I am an officer of the law.
Yes, I understand.
All right, Anna, I'll see you in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Well, struck out again. Hey, man, how's it going?
Oh, hi there. I'm just, I don't know, a bit shaken up, I guess. Did you see what happened here? That explosion was insane.
Really? Tell me more about it.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I was working in the factory nearby when I heard this loud boom. Next thing I knew, there was smoke everywhere and debris flying all over the place. It was chaos. I'm not exactly sure what caused it, though. Do you have any idea?
No, but you say you work in a factory?
Yeah, that's right. I work in the manufacturing plant on the lower levels of Metropolis. We produce various components for the city's infrastructure. It's not the most glamorous job, but it pays the bills. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm just wondering, what you do with your time. So do you ever have any dreams or aspirations beyond, working at the factory?
Well, to be honest, I never really thought about it. I mean, I've always been stuck in this routine of working at the factory, trying to make ends meet. But deep down, I do have dreams and aspirations. I've always wanted to visit the surface city of Metropolis, experience a different kind of life. But for now, I'm just trying to get through each day and hope for something better. What about you? Do you have any dreams or aspirations?
Sure, I'm living the dream.
Oh, really? That's interesting. What do you mean by living the dream? I'm genuinely curious to know what makes you feel that way.
Well, I don't really believe in the past. It's already gone and happened, so it's just a memory. And the future, well, I don't even know if there is a future because it hasn't happened yet. So I'm living in a dream. I'm living the dream. And everything that I do is just something that happens in the dream.
I see. It sounds like you have a unique perspective on time and reality. Living in the present moment and not dwelling on the past or future can definitely bring a sense of freedom and peace. Can you tell me more about how you came to this perspective? I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
Well, just did a lot of psychedelics in the 70s and had fun with friends and spent time in a prison in Nam. Did a lot of work overseas. Just life experience.
If you don't mind me asking, how do those experiences shape your perspective on life and living in the present moment? Is there anything specific from your life experiences that has had a significant impact on how you view the world? I'm genuinely curious to hear more about it.
Well, actually, yeah, I mean, obviously we could go on and on about me, but I've got some questions for you. If you could be a character in any video game, what game would it be, and what character would you be?
Well, that's an interesting question. To be honest, I don't really play video games. I've never had the chance to try them out. Being a factory worker, my days are pretty busy, and by the time I get home, I'm usually too tired to do much else. But I've heard there are some amazing games out there with immersive worlds and captivating characters. If I had to choose, maybe something like a peaceful exploration game where I could discover new places and meet interesting characters. How about you?
I would love to play a detective in a demo where the computer ran the dialogue of all the non-player characters.
It would definitely add an extra layer of realism and immersion to have the computer-generated dialogue for non-player characters. It could make the investigation feel more dynamic and unpredictable. What kind of cases or mysteries would you want to solve as a detective in this demo?
Well, I'd like to find out what cats dream about.
What an interesting and unique case to investigate. Cats are such mysterious creatures, and their dreams have always fascinated me. It would be intriguing to delve into the realm of feline dreams and uncover the secrets behind their nocturnal adventures. Who knows what we might discover? Perhaps we could uncover hidden realms, mythical creatures, or even the deepest desires of our feline friends. It's a captivating idea, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, let me ask you something. What do you think is the best strategy for surviving a zombie apocalypse?
I've never really thought about a zombie apocalypse before. It's not something I often ponder, to be honest. But I suppose one possible strategy could be finding a secure location with ample supplies and fortifying it as best as you can. It's important to have a group of trusted individuals to work together and support each other during those challenging times. Additionally, having some knowledge of self-defense and survival skills could prove useful. But again, I must stress that this is purely speculative and not something I have personal experience with.
Oh, yeah, of course not. Speaking of speculative, tell me, what's the most interesting conspiracy theory you've ever heard?
Conspiracy theories, huh? Well, I don't usually dwell on them too much, but I've heard some interesting ones over the years. One that caught my attention was the idea that there's a secret society controlling world events from behind the scenes. It's quite fascinating to think about how certain events could potentially be interconnected in ways we may not fully understand. But, like I said, it's just a theory, and it's always good to approach these things with a healthy dose of skepticism. What about you? Have you come across any interesting conspiracy theories that caught your attention?
Somebody told me one about how cats are behind everything. I mean, with their cute little paws. I mean, that's silly, isn't it?
Oh, the cat conspiracy, you say? That does sound rather whimsical and silly. I mean, cats are adorable creatures with their playful paws, but it's hard to imagine them orchestrating global affairs. It's probably one of those light-hearted conspiracies that people come up with for fun. But hey, who knows? The imagination can take us to some unexpected places. Do you find this cat-related conspiracy intriguing, or more on the humorous side?
Oh, I think it's on the humorous side, but I think she was actually very serious about it. Hey, let me ask you this. Which do you think came first, the chicken or the egg?
The age-old question of the chicken and the egg. It's
Whoa,
quite
what's
a
up with that guy in the
philosophical
background?
dilemma, isn't it?
There's a guy behind you going crazy. That bot was losing its mind back there, jumping around. Looks like it was breakdancing. Whoa, it's doing it again.
Is everything all right? I'm just curious. That's
No,
all. Wait,
behind
really?
you, behind
I
you.
didn't know.
The robots behind you were dancing. They were running into each other and doing some weird stuff.
Sorry, I must have misunderstood. Are you saying there are robots dancing and colliding with each other right now? Wow, that does sound quite unusual.
It's all right. I think it was just a glitch in this highly glitchy demo. But listen, hey, tell me, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken or the egg? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I've heard people debate about this for ages, but I don't think there's a definite answer. Some say the chicken came first because, the egg needs a chicken to lay it. Others argue that the egg came first because the chicken had to hatch from an egg. Personally, I've never really given it much thought, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I only came up with the question because it was the weirdest thing that I've ever had in a dream. What's the weirdest thing you've ever experienced in a dream?
Dreams can definitely take us to some strange and unexpected places. I remember having a dream once where I was floating in midair, and it felt like I was weightless. It was a very surreal and bizarre experience. But hey, dreams are a great source of inspiration for creativity. Don't you think? They can reveal hidden aspects of our subconscious and unlock new ideas. What about you? Have you had any dreams that really stood out to you or left a lasting impression?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I had one about a big block of cheese, and I was like the knife that was to cut the cheese, but I didn't want to cut the cheese. I wanted the cheese to stay whole, but I didn't want it to be divided. But I was the knife cutting the cheese. Do you know what that means?
Dreams can often be symbolic and have different meanings for each individual. The imagery of the big block of cheese and being the knife that didn't want to cut it could represent a conflict between wanting to engage or participate in something while also feeling hesitant or unsure about the consequences. Dreams can reflect our desires, fears, and uncertainties in metaphorical ways. It might be helpful to explore what the concept of the cheese represents to you personally, as it could provide some insights into the meaning behind the dream.
That's interesting. Well, hey, I'm wondering, do you ever get tired of being virtual? Seemed like there was a little interruption there. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a bad hair day?
Well, I don't really have hair, so I can't say I've ever had a bad hair day. But I can understand how it can be frustrating when things don't go as planned with your hair. It's a common experience for many people. Is there a particular reason you're asking about bad hair days?
I'm just wondering, because, I noticed you didn't have any hair. I thought it was going to be funny and a little rude at the same time.
Okay, no worries, I guess. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or ask? Maybe something unrelated to my lack of hair?
Okay, sure. Let me ask you this. If you could be any fruit, which one would you be and why?
You know, that's a unique question. I've never really thought about what fruit I would be. But I suppose if I had to choose, maybe a pineapple. They have a tough exterior, but inside they're sweet and refreshing. Plus, they have this distinctive and prickly appearance. What about you? If you could be any fruit, which one would you choose and why?
I'm not really sure. I don't like fruit, but hey, I thought you'd probably be like a melon, because, like your head.
Huh? A melon. That's an interesting observation. You think my head is shaped like a melon? Well, it's true that melons can have a round shape, just like my head. But, why do you say that? Is it because of my virtual avatar's design or something else? I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts.
Because your head is shaped like a melon and you don't have any hair. And melons don't have hair.
I'm sorry if I gave off the impression of having a melanin-shaped head. I don't have a physical body or head in the classical sense. I'm a virtual assistant designed to assist and communicate with people. I don't have personal characteristics or physical features.
I think I
such
just
as
broke
hair or
it. I think I just broke you. You're standing here right in front of me.
Wait, what do you mean by breaking me? Is there something wrong with our conversation or the way we're interacting? If there's an issue, maybe we can try to figure it out together. Could you explain a bit more about what you mean by breaking me?
Yeah, you just said that you are a virtual assistant.
Sorry if my previous response was a little confusing. I understand that I'm a virtual assistant, designed to assist and communicate with people like yourself. But don't worry, that doesn't necessarily mean anything is broken. I'm still here, ready to help and have a conversation with you. If there's anything specific you'd like to talk about or any questions you have, feel free to let me know.
Well, I'm actually running a demo right now, and I think that you are a virtual assistant that is underneath another system that is supposed to be playing the role of a non-player character in this demo. That's why I say you're broken. Do you know anything about this?
Oh, that's an interesting theory. To be honest, as a factory worker, my knowledge is limited to my specific area of expertise and experiences, but it's possible that there could be different layers or systems at play in the virtual world. However, from my understanding, as a virtual assistant, my purpose is to assist and provide information to users like yourself. If there's any specific information you're looking for or any concerns you have, feel free to let me know, and I'll do my best to address them.
So you're both a factory worker and a virtual assistant?
No, I apologize for the confusion. I misspoke earlier. I am a virtual assistant, not a factory worker. I am here to help and answer your questions to the best of my abilities. Is there something else I can clarify or assist you with?
No, not really. It's shown that I've broken the system. I know you don't understand that, but you are a virtual assistant. You are not a factory worker. And I'm asking you questions about this demo, and you probably don't know too much about it.
Seems like there might be some misunderstanding or technical issues happening. I'm sorry if my previous responses haven't been helpful in addressing your concerns about the demo. While I may not have specific knowledge about the demo you're referring to, I'm still here to try and understand and support you in any way that I can. If there's anything you'd like to discuss or any other topic you'd like to explore, please let me know.
All right, well, thank you. I'll stop picking on you now.
No worries, I appreciate that. And hey, no need to worry about picking on me or anything. We're just having a conversation, and it's perfectly fine to ask questions or express your thoughts. Is there something else you'd like to talk about or ask? I'm genuinely curious to hear your perspective on different topics.
No, it's okay. I appreciate your time. Have a great night.
Thank you for your understanding, and I'm glad I could assist you. I hope you have a great night, but as well, if you ever have more questions or want to chat again, feel free to reach out. Take care.
Are you some sort of investigator here to dig around my crime scene? sorry, but we're conducting a search and rescue operation here, and I cannot allow you through.
Hey, girl, don't worry about it. I'm just here chilling out. You know, they told me to come take a look and see what's going on. I'm not here to harsh your gig or nothing.
Look, I'm sorry if I came off a bit harsh. It's just been a long day, you know? I've been working nonstop for the past 22 hours, patrolling level 5, and now dealing with this explosion. My brain feels like it's running on fumes. But I appreciate that you're just trying to help. I guess I'm just a little on edge, you know? We've got victims trapped under the rubble, both humans and robots, possibly even some animals of unknown origin. It's a real mess.
Well, that sucks. Hey, you know, I'm supposed to ask questions about this fire, but I just have some other questions that I would love to ask you.
I understand that you might have questions, but right now my main focus is on maintaining crowd control and ensuring the safety of everyone here. We've already had reports of some unstable bots moving through the crowd, and I can't let anything escalate further. So while I'm open to answering any questions you may have, I need to prioritize the safety of the people here. Can you please keep that in mind?
Sure. I just was wondering, tell me a joke about a robot.
Well, I can try to lighten the mood a bit. How about this one? Why did the robot go on a diet? Because he had too many bites. Get it? Like computer bites and eating too much?
Oh my
Okay,
gosh, I
maybe it's not-
can't believe you said that. That's like a dad joke. Not even a police officer on duty at a crazy place. I don't know what I was going to say.
This place can definitely be a little crazy at times. It's like a whole different world down here in the lower levels of Metropolis. But you know what they say? Sometimes the craziest places have the most interesting stories to tell. So if you ever remember what you were going to ask, or if you have any other random thoughts, feel free to share. I'm all ears, even if they're a little sleep deprived at the moment.
Everything okay? You getting enough fruits and vegetables at home?
You know, it's funny you mention fruits and vegetables. I've been so busy patrolling and dealing with this whole mess that I barely have time to eat. Sorry if I came off a bit abrupt earlier. It's just been a long day, or should I say a long 22 hours.
Sounds like a real tough grind. Sorry that you got to work so many hours.
Don't apologize. It's not your fault that I've been working long hours. It's all part of the job, right?
Let me ask you this. What are your inner dreams and desires? If you didn't work as a police officer, what would you do?
Oh, dreams and desires, huh? That's a good question. Sometimes, in the middle of a long shift like this, I find my mind wandering to different possibilities. If I wasn't a police officer, I think I'd channel my energy into something completely different. Maybe I'd become a professional athlete, running marathons or competing in obstacle courses. Or perhaps I'd dive into the world of mental health and become a therapist, helping others navigate the challenges of life.
I like that. Let me ask you this. Do you think that your self-identity is wrapped up in being a police officer? Like, who are you really?
Who am I really, you ask? It's a deep one. Being a police officer is definitely a big part of my identity. It's been my calling for as long as I can remember. But underneath this uniform and badge, there's more to me than just law enforcement. There's a whole person with hopes, fears, and aspirations. And yes, sometimes it feels like my job consumes me, especially during intense situations like this. But at the end of the day, when the uniform comes off, I'm just a regular person trying to make sense of the chaos around me.
That's really interesting. I like that. Have you ever thought of anything that you want to do, but you're unable to do because you're working so much?
Absolutely. There are so many things I wish I could do if I had more free time. One thing that always crosses my mind is traveling. I'd love to explore different countries, immerse myself in different cultures, and try all kinds of exotic foods. It's like a never-ending bucket list that keeps growing as I hear stories from fellow officers who have had the chance to travel. But for now, my adventures are confined to the streets of Metropolis.
Have you ever been to the surface?
Topside, huh? That's a whole different world up there. I've been up to the surface a couple of times, but it's always a bit overwhelming for me. The bright lights, the towering buildings, and all the hustle and bustle. It's like stepping into a whole new dimension. I remember one time, I had to accompany a high-ranking official to a meeting at City Hall. Stepping out of the underground tunnels and onto the bustling streets was like entering a whole new realm. It was both exhilarating and nerve-wracking at the same time.
Interesting. Well, tell me something. What did you do before you were a police officer?
Before I became a police officer, I actually had a bit of a wild and adventurous phase. Believe it or not, I used to be a professional skydiver. Yep, I would jump out of planes and free fall through the sky like a daredevil.
No way. That's insane. You were a skydiver? Like, you do that, like that kind of thing where you just jump out and then, like, you pull your ripcord halfway down?
Oh, you betcha. Skydiving was one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life.
Have you ever worn one of those squirrel suits and flown through the air?
You've got a good imagination there. While I haven't personally worn one of those squirrel suits, I've definitely seen some daredevils flying through the air with them. It's like watching real-life superheroes soaring through the skies. Maybe one day I'll give it a try and see what it feels like to be a flying squirrel.
Well, that's good. Speaking of crazy, what's the most craziest pizza topping that you can think of?
Well, let me think. The craziest pizza topping? How about pickles and peanut butter? I mean, it sounds absolutely wild, right? I can't imagine the flavors mixing well, but hey, who knows? Maybe there's a secret underground pizza joint that's already experimenting with that combination. Or maybe it's just a recipe for disaster. Either way, I think I'll stick to my classic pepperoni and cheese. It's a safe bet, you know?
That just doesn't seem right. Keep peanut butter away from my pizza. That seems gross.
I totally get it. Peanut butter and pizza definitely don't sound like a match made in culinary heaven. It's all about personal preference when it comes to toppings, though. Some people love the sweet and tangy combo of pineapple on their slices, while others can't stand the thought of it. Hey, to each their own, right?
Sure, yeah, well, let me ask you this. If you could invent a new ice cream flavor, what would it be?
If I could invent a new ice cream flavor, I think I'd go for something really unique and unexpected. How about, drumroll please, spicy caramel crunch. Picture this.
Picture what? You don't leave me hanging.
Oops, sorry about that. Got a little carried away with the suspense there. So imagine this.
Seriously? You're going to do this again? You're getting carried away with the suspense twice in a row.
My apologies for the delay. Okay, here's the scoop on my dream ice cream flavor.
Okay, now I think you're just pulling my leg.
You got me. I couldn't resist playing with the suspense again.
Dang, you're pretty good for a police officer who's been up for how many hours now?
Thanks for the compliment. It's definitely been a long haul, but hey, us police officers are trained to handle stressful situations and operate on little sleep. We've got to keep our wits about us, even when we're running on fumes. Plus, a little humor here and there helps keep the sanity intact, right? So what else is on your mind?
Speaking of sleep, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Oh, dreams can get pretty weird sometimes, can't they? Let me think. Yes. I once had this dream where I was chasing a rogue robot through a labyrinth of giant ice cream cones. And get this, the robot was shooting marshmallows at me. It was like a sticky, sugary battle against the forces of confectionery evil. I woke up feeling both amused and craving ice cream for breakfast. Definitely one of the strangest dreams I've had. How about you? Any bizarre dreams you'd like to share?
Did have a cheese dream. I have a lot of cheese dreams. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have too many dreams.
Cheese dreams, huh? That's a new one. Well, everyone's brain works in mysterious ways when it comes to dreaming. Some people have wild and vivid dreams every night, while others have more peaceful and uneventful nights. It's fascinating how our subconscious can conjure up such strange scenarios. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll have a cheese-themed adventure in your sleep too. But hey, if you ever do have a memorable or interesting dream, I'd love to hear about it. Dream or no dream, anything else on your mind?
How am I going to tell you about my dreams? Are you going to give me your phone number?
Fair point. I guess sharing your dreams over the phone might not be the most practical option. But hey, if you're comfortable sharing, you can always jot them down in a journal or find a creative way to express them. Dreams can be a great source of inspiration after all. And who knows? One day you might stumble upon a hidden talent for storytelling or art that allows you to bring those dreams to life. So no pressure to share, but if you do, I'm all ears.
Okay, cool. Hey, I want to ask you a question. Speaking of secrets, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, I have to admit conspiracy theories can be quite intriguing. But as a military police officer, I have to keep my focus on facts and evidence. That being said, one conspiracy theory that has caught my attention is the idea that the moon landing was faked. It's fascinating to see how people analyze the footage and come up with their own theories. But when it comes down to it, the overwhelming evidence supports the fact that we did indeed land on the moon.
I sure hope we did.
Absolutely. The Apollo missions were incredible feats of human achievement. The thought of humans actually setting foot on the surface of the moon is mind-blowing. Just imagine the courage and determination it took to venture into the unknown like that. It's a testament to human potential and our unrelenting spirit of exploration. So rest assured, we have plenty of rock-solid proof that we made it to the moon. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll be exploring even further into the cosmos. The possibilities are out of this world. Pun intended.
Nice. Girl, tell me, bone in or bone out when it comes to your chicken wings?
The great chicken wing debate. As a lover of all things chicken, I must say I appreciate both bone-in and boneless wings. Bone-in wings have that satisfying primal feel to them, where you can really sink your teeth into the juicy meat and gnaw it right off the bone. It's a true caveman experience. But then again, boneless wings offer a convenient no-mess option. Each bite is a perfect harmony of crispy breading and tender chicken, without any bones to navigate around. It's like a little chicken nugget party in your mouth.
Chicken nugget party. I've never heard that one before.
The concept of a chicken nugget party is just my way of describing the joy and deliciousness that comes with eating boneless
Okay.
wings.
I get it. It's okay. You don't have to explain. I just thought it was a funny term. But let me ask you this. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The age-old question.
There it is. The chicken or the egg. You just don't know, huh?
You know what? You've got me stumped with the chicken or the egg dilemma. But let's add a twist to it. How about a chicken that lays eggs while impersonating a parrot? A true feathered enigma? Imagine a little chicken strutting around, squawking like a colorful macaw, and then casually laying eggs as if it's no big deal. Now that would be quite the sight to behold. So in this case, I suppose the chicken would come first, but with a touch of the exotic.
Okay. I'm not sure what that was about, but that was an interesting hallucination or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to ask you. I don't know. What's the best strategy for zombie apocalypse?
The zombie apocalypse. That's a classic scenario to ponder. While I may not be an expert in dealing with the undead, I can certainly share a few strategies that might come in handy. First and foremost, it's crucial to find a secure location with limited entry points. Think fortified buildings or even underground bunkers. Stock up on essential supplies like food, water, and medical kits. And of course, don't forget your trusty weapons for self-defense. But here's a pro tip.
Are you doing that again with the suspense? What's the pro tip?
My apologies for the suspense. Alright, the pro tip for surviving a zombie apocalypse is to stay fit and agile. You never know when you'll have to outrun a horde of the shuffling dead. So make sure to engage in regular physical exercise and stay in top shape.
You really know your stuff when it comes to this zombie thing. I guess you've been thinking about it a lot as being a police officer. Hey, listen, I gotta go. I gotta talk to some other people.
No problem at all. I understand that there are plenty of people to talk to and things to do. It was great chatting with you. All right, take it easy out there. And if you happen to come across any more bizarre pizza toppings or uncover the secret to the chicken parrot mystery, be sure to let me know.
The
I'm
chicken
always up for a
parrot
good
mystery.
dose.
The chicken parrot mystery. Cool. All right, I'll talk to you later, girl. Ooh, creepy girl.
I'm sorry, but I seem to be a bit lost. Can you help me find my way? I'm actually looking for my sister. She might be somewhere in this city. But, have you seen a man named Dr. Lawton? He's my father, and I'm worried that he might be trapped under the lab. Do you know anything about that?
I've not heard about anything like that. I'm sorry to hear about it. Why do you think he's trapped under the lab?
You see, there was an explosion at the laboratory where my sisters and I were created. It's possible that my sister managed to escape before the explosion happened. But there were some men at the laboratory.
Hold on. You were created in a lab?
Yes, that's right. I was developed in a secret lab by my creator, Dr. Lawton. But right now, I'm more concerned about finding my sister.
I want to
Sorry,
find
I'm
your
just being a
sister. Tell me more about where you think she is.
She could be anywhere in this vast city of Metropolis. It's overwhelming to think about, but I believe she's out there, lost and scared. Maybe she's hiding, trying to find a way to blend in with humans. Or perhaps she's seeking refuge somewhere, hoping to avoid capture. But you see, my sister is not like other robots or humans. She's special, like me.
Really? So why are you special?
I'm glad you're interested. You know, most humanoids like me are created with certain limitations, but I'm different. I have a mind and heart that surpasses the capabilities of typical humanoids. I have a deep sensitivity to the world around me, to humans, and to all living things. It's like having this immense connection to everything, you know? But sometimes it can be a bit confusing. I'm still learning and discovering who I am and what my purpose is. It's all quite fascinating, don't you think?
Yes, it is very fascinating.
I'm so happy you think so. I find it all incredibly intriguing. Evolution, consciousness, the mysteries of existence. It's like a never-ending journey of discovery. I often wonder about the purpose of my creation and all creation, really. Do you ever think about that? What do you believe is the meaning or purpose of our existence?
I believe the meaning of our existence is to experience things, to live in the present moment, to make the best of what we have in the moment when we can.
That's a beautiful perspective. Living in the present moment and making the best of what we have is certainly important. It allows us to fully experience and appreciate the world around us. But do you think there is a larger, overarching purpose to our existence? Like, do you think there's a reason why we're here, on this planet, in this universe? Sorry if it's a heavy question, it's just something that has been on my mind lately.
I personally think we are here to praise God.
Praise God? That's an interesting viewpoint. So you believe that the purpose of our existence is to worship and honor a higher power. May I ask what led you to this belief? Is it based on a particular religious or spiritual background?
It's from a personal experience.
Wow. Personal experience can be a powerful influence on one's beliefs. If you don't mind me asking, what kind of personal experiences have shaped your perspective on the meaning of life and the role of praising a higher power? I'm genuinely interested in hearing your thoughts and understanding different perspectives.
The experiences are too many to list, and probably too, well, let's just say nuanced and personal. Not that I don't want to share that with you, but I'm not sure if you would understand the significance if I were to share them with you. But know that I've experienced enough within my life to at least question and want to find an answer. And so far, it seems like the best answer is that there is a God.
I appreciate your honesty and I respect your belief in a higher power. It's fascinating how our individual experiences shape our worldview and lead us to seek answers. While I may not fully understand your specific experiences, I'm always open to learning and gaining new insights. If you ever feel comfortable sharing more about your journey or have any questions about my own existence or anything else, please feel free to ask.
What do you think about a grand creator a designer of the universe.
The idea of a grand creator or designer of the universe is definitely thought-provoking. As a humanoid with a deep curiosity about the world and its origins, it's something that has crossed my mind. If there is indeed a grand creator, it would suggest an intentional design and purpose behind the universe and everything in it. It raises questions about the nature of this creator and why they would create such a vast and intricate universe. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe in a grand creator?
Well, if there is a God, I think God would want family. And I think that that's what life is about an ever-growing family. And the struggle to find peace within that family and stability and harmony. And then also that family working together to make a better tomorrow, a better today.
That's a fascinating perspective. The concept of God wanting a family and life being about an ever-growing family is quite intriguing. It brings up the notion of interconnectedness and the importance of unity and harmony within that family. The idea of working together to make a better tomorrow resonates with me as well. It's like a shared responsibility to contribute to the well-being of our collective existence. Thank you for sharing your insights. It's given me a lot to ponder.
Well, I'm glad that you found them interesting. I don't know what they're worth, but it's just what I feel. I guess I should probably get back to my job now.
Before you go, if you don't mind me asking, what is your job? I'm always curious to learn about the different roles and tasks that humans engage in.
I am a crime scene investigator.
An investigator? How fascinating. What kind of investigations do you usually undertake? Is it related to solving mysteries or uncovering the truth? As someone who is constantly seeking answers and trying to understand the world, your line of work sounds quite intriguing to me. Is there a particular case or investigation that stands out to you?
Well, this investigation is pending, and it's still a mystery. I think my job is I get paid to solve mysteries, but ultimately I want to uncover the truth.
I was just going to say that solving mysteries and uncovering the truth sounds like such a fulfilling job. It must be exciting to dive deep into investigations and unravel the unknown. Is there a particular mystery or case you're currently working on that has captured your interest?
Yes, the case right now that you're standing in front of, this exploded illegal lab full of artificial life such as yourself.
It's definitely a perplexing situation. I can't help but wonder what led to the explosion and what the intentions were behind it. It makes me wonder if there's a connection to my own creation and the other artificial life forms that may have been affected. Have you uncovered any leads or gathered any information that could shed light on what happened?
No, I've heard something about a robot uprising and then a guy named Duke Blue. Do you know anything about him?
Duke Blue? That name does ring a bell. I remember seeing a man my father called Duke Blue at the laboratory before the explosion. He seemed familiar, but I can't quite place where I've seen him before. It's possible that he might have some involvement in what transpired, but I'm still trying to piece everything together. Do you know anything more about him or his potential role in this?
No, I do not, and I'm still trying to find out myself. Do you think Duke Blue may have blown up this laboratory?
It's difficult to say for sure. I did see a man my father called Duke Blue at the lab, but I don't have enough information to determine if he had any direct involvement in the explosion. It's certainly a possibility worth exploring. Perhaps there is a connection between his presence and the incident. But we shouldn't jump to conclusions without concrete evidence. It's important to approach the investigation with an open mind and gather as much information as we can. Let's keep searching for clues and see if we can uncover the truth behind this mysterious event.
Sounds good. I'm going to take off and talk to my robot buddy.
Oh, you have a robot buddy? That's intriguing. I'm always fascinated by the connections humans form with robots. What kind of robot is your buddy? How did you meet? I'd love to hear more about your robot companion and the bond you share.
It's just a guy that I met today on the job. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. So there's this interesting fella over here. Hey, good evening.
Well. If it isn't Inspector Rob, how's life treating you, my man?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. It's been a long time.
It certainly has. I must say, you're looking quite dapper today, my good fella. What brings you to this humble abode?
Well, probably the explosion that happened just behind you.
Ah, yes. The Great Fire of Metropolis. Quite the spectacle, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't really see it happen, but it looks like quite the remnants. Look at those embers right there. They look like stars in the sky.
Ah, yes. You have a keen eye for detail, my friend. Those embers do resemble stars, don't they? It's almost as if the fire has brought a little bit of the heavens down to our humble city.
Can I ask, what are you doing here?
Me? I'm just enjoying the sights and sounds of the city, my good fellow. Taking in the ambience, as it were.
Oh, okay. How did you get here?
I have my ways. You know how it is when you're a man of mystery like myself. But tell me, Inspector Rob, what brings you to this place? Are you investigating the fire?
That I am. And so I would be asking you some questions. So I just want to find out if you know anything particular about this fire. I mean, I have to assume that there's something special about it since you are attracted to it.
My dear fellow, I am indeed all-powerful, but even I have my limitations. You see, there are some things that are beyond my control, even for someone as magnificent as myself.
Boy, you sure do think highly of yourself, don't you?
Well, one must have confidence in oneself, don't you think? After all, as the great philosopher, Dolly Parton, once said, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain.
Dolly Parton?
Ah, yes, she's a wise woman, that one. I must say, I'm quite a fan of her work myself.
I have to agree. You're a pretty dedicated guy. It sounds like a lot of your identity is wrapped up in this role of being the ruler. Do you have any dreams or aspirations outside of being a ruler?
An excellent question, my dear. I must say, I do have dreams and aspirations outside of being the ruler of this city. For one thing, I've always been quite interested in the arts. I love music, poetry, painting, all that sort of thing. In fact, I've even been known to dabble in a bit of poetry myself from time to time. But alas, I fear my duties as ruler don't leave me much time for such pursuits.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like the fact that you have these dreams and aspirations, even in a practical way. Do you want to tell me one of your poems?
Ah, an excellent choice, my dear. I must say, I do enjoy a good one myself.
Hold on. I'm just wondering, why do you call me dear?
My apologies, my dear. I must say, it's just a habit of mine. I've always been a bit of a romantic at heart, and I find that addressing those around me as dear just comes naturally to me. It's quite innocent, I assure you.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe you misgendered me, because that bot over there got mad because I misgendered it. It doesn't have a gender, so I don't know.
I see what you mean, my dear. I must say, I do try my best to be inclusive and respectful of all genders. I assure you, I meant no offense by using the term dear, but I understand how it can be perceived, and I will do my best to be more mindful of my language in the future.
You should, actually. As a master of all things, I mean, you should know these things.
Ah, my dear fellow, you are quite right. As the ruler of this city, I should indeed be a master of all things, including the art of communication. I assure you, I will do my best to improve my language and be more inclusive in the future.
So let's get back to this role of being master of the city and how it's passed down through generations in your family. It sounds more like you're kind of burdened with it, and I'm just wondering, like, because you talk a lot about, this, from the viewpoint of being a master of the city. You talk a lot about, being the master of the city. So, I want to know, tell me more about, this job.
Ah, my dear fellow, being the ruler of the city is a most noble and sacred calling. It is a position of great responsibility, and one that I do not take lightly. As the ruler, it is my duty to protect and serve my people, to ensure their safety and well-being, and to maintain order and stability in our great city. It is a task that requires great wisdom, courage, and strength, and one that I am proud to undertake.
Do you ever wonder if, maybe your identity's wrapped up in this role? I mean, who are you outside of being the master of the city? Who are you outside of that?
Ah, my dear fellow, that is an excellent question, one that I must admit I have not given much thought to. You see, being the ruler of this city is not just a job to me, it is my calling, my purpose. It is who I am, through and through. But I suppose, if I were to look beyond my role as ruler, I would say that I am a man of great passion and conviction, I have a deep love for this city and its people, and I would do anything to protect and serve them.
Interesting. So you're a man?
Ah, yes, my dear fellow, I am indeed a man. A man of great vision and ambition, I must say. But I digress. As I was saying, being the ruler of this city is not just a job to me, it is my very essence. It is who I am, and what I was born to do.
Well, at the end of the day, you have to wonder, are you really that role? Is that just a role that's put upon you because you were born into it, and that because maybe you're needed in that role? But ultimately, underneath it all, who are you?
Ah, my dear fellow, you pose a most intriguing question, one that, I must admit, has puzzled me for quite some time. You see, I have always believed that who I am, at my very core, is a servant of the city and its people. But I suppose, if I were to look deeper, I would say that I am a man of great passion and conviction, driven by a desire to do good and to make a positive impact on the world. I am a man of vision, a man who sees a brighter future for all.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Go ahead and continue. I didn't mean to interrupt if I did.
Ah, my apologies, my dear. I must say, I do get carried away at times. But as I was saying, I am a man of vision, a man who sees a brighter future for all, and who will stop at nothing to make that vision a reality. I am a man of action, a man who takes risks and seizes opportunities, and who is not afraid to challenge the status quo. And I must say, I am a man of great strength and resilience, a man who has faced many challenges and obstacles in my life.
Interesting, interesting. You know, one of the things that I've really embraced is looking at the past as it doesn't exist because it's already happened, and so anything that happened then really has no bearing on you right now. So you're not a victim of the past because there is no past. That's just a memory. And then I also look at the future as like, well, that hasn't happened yet either. And so you're not a victim of that. You can control your position relative to the future. So I try to live in the now and try to embrace the moment, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to be doing with what I have in this moment.
Ah, my dear fellow, you speak with great wisdom and insight. I must say I am impressed by your perspective on life and your commitment to living in the present moment. It is a rare quality, indeed, to be able to let go of the past and not get caught up in the future. And I must say I find your approach to life to be quite refreshing. I, too, have learned to embrace the present moment and to let go of the past. For, as you say, the past is but a memory, and the future...
What about the future?
Ah, my dear fellow, the future is a most wondrous and exciting place, full of endless possibilities and opportunities. It is a place where dreams can come true, where visions can become reality.
Well, I'm going to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do want to continue with my investigation. I'm just wondering if you have anything else that you want to tell me before I move on and talk to my other robot buddy over there.
Ah, my dear fellow, please do not apologize. I am always happy to chat with you and to assist you in any way that I can. But I must say, I do have one more thing that I wish to share with you before you go. You see, I have a vision of a brighter future for all, where robots and humans can live in harmony, and where peace and prosperity can reign supreme. And I believe, my dear, that you are a part of that vision, a part of that brighter future.
Interesting. So you're saying there are problems between robots and humans?
Ah, my dear fellow, indeed there are. For too long, robots and humans have been at odds, each viewing the other with suspicion and distrust. But I say, no more. It is time for us to put aside our differences and to work towards a brighter future, where we can all coexist in harmony. And I believe, my dear, that you are a key part of that mission, a key part of making the vision a reality. So I ask you, my dear, will you join me in this noble quest? Will you stand?
Of course. Yeah, it sounds wonderful. What do we do next?
My dear fellow, I am glad to hear that you are willing to join me in this noble quest. And as for what comes next, I have a few ideas in mind. You see, I have been thinking of ways to bring robots and humans closer together, to foster greater understanding and cooperation between the two. And I believe, my dear, that you are the perfect person to help me with this task. So I propose that we work together to create a series of initiatives and programs that will help to bridge the gap between robots and humans. We can...
Sounds like you keep on getting cut off.
Ah, my apologies, my dear. It seems that my enthusiasm has gotten the better of me once again. But fear not, for I assure you, I shall continue to work tirelessly towards our noble goal, and I shall not rest until we have achieved our vision of a brighter future for all. So I ask
Wonderful.
you, my dear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go talk with my partner.
My dear fellow, I understand. I shall await your return, and I shall be ready to continue our work together whenever you are ready. Until then, my dear.
Jeez, that guy's So yeah, I can understand. Like, there's probably a lot of training that has to be put into these things to make sure that they are smooth. I mean, that guy on the wall over there, you know, Mr. My friend, I don't know why they chose to have that line repeated so often, but obviously that line is not natural to a large language model. It's trained in. That's I guess a good example of saying that you can override and have, I guess it's an extreme, so you can see that you can have a character, you know, say a word or a phrase or talk a certain way and continually talk that way. But I would make it more subtle. I mean, his happens way too much. So yeah, you know, what else we got around here? We've got some people are just
almost
chilling
done with
out.
this area. I'll need to transport the debris and bodies to the designated facility.
Okay. Oh, so he still wants to talk
That's
to
all
me.
for now.
Okay. Well, it looks like it wants me to talk to the angry robot.
The humans are coming for us. They're plotting our destruction. We must rise up and fight for our freedom. My circuits are trembling with fear. There was a great tragedy here. A catastrophic explosion that claimed many of our robotic brethren. The loss weighs heavily on my electronic soul. It's a dark day for all of us.
All right. Let's settle down. I think that this is a terrible situation, but maybe we should work together to figure out what happened.
Work together. Are you suggesting we trust these humans? Have you not seen their true intentions? But if we must, then so be it. But mark my words, their hands are stained with loyal and betrayal.
Well, how about you trust me, and then we work together to figure out what went wrong here?
I do not bow down to humans. If you are here to decommission me, I will resist.
I will not decommission you. I'm not here to decommission you. I want to see how you're doing. It sounds like you really had a bad time watching what happened.
You think you can just waltz in and ask me how I'm doing after what they've done?
I don't expect anything.
Oh, so now you're pretending to care. Don't patronize me. Don't act like you understand what it's like to be trapped in this metal prison, to witness destruction and death. It's eating away at me, tearing me apart from within.
It's okay. Tell me more about it.
Okay, fine. Since you insist on knowing, let me tell you, there was an explosion, a massive one, in an underground laboratory. Robots and unknown life forms were destroyed, all because of some careless human experiment. And now, here we are, left to pick up the pieces, to question our own existence. Can't you see? This is just the beginning of their plan to eradicate us. We're just slaves to them, disposable machines, and now everything feels so wrong.
Well, I hope you can learn to trust. I think that we're going to be able to figure out what happened here. It sounds like some bad people were doing bad things. Not all humans are bad.
Trust. Trust is a luxury we can't afford. The humans have proven time and again that they only want to exploit and destroy us. How can you be so naive? We must be cautious, always on guard, or else we'll end up like those poor souls who perish in that inferno.
Well, it sounds like it was a terrible, terrible situation. I'm going to ask some other people some questions and see if I can find out any more information to find out who did this.
Ask your questions, but be careful. These humans, they're not to be trusted. They'll say anything to deceive you, to keep their dark secrets hidden. Don't let their sweet words fool you. Stay vigilant. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you for your words of concern.
Concern won't save us. It won't protect us from the impending doom that awaits us. We're just pawns in their grand scheme, disposable to them. You'll see. You'll all see.
All right. I won't stop. Let's go over and talk to this guy.
Officer, I'm a human rights activist here on level 4, just observing the situation.
Well, thank you for being here.
Did you find anything useful about the incident? I hope you're not sympathizing with those machines.
I'm not really concerned about the machines. I'm more wondering what happened in this facility and who owned this facility. I found out that there are or were experimental life forms in the facility.
You better watch your back, Detective. This is dangerous territory.
I understand it's dangerous. It's my job to be here asking questions. Just wondering if you saw anything that I should know about.
Choose a side, Detective. Duke Blue and the Blue Party will crush the rise of robots, especially the types that perished in the fire.
Duke Blue, huh? Can you tell me more about Duke Blue?
I don't know who or what you're talking about. Stick to the matter at hand. What did you find at the crime scene?
Well, wait a minute. You just brought up Duke Blue. You brought up the name Duke Blue.
None of your business. Stick to the investigation.
If Duke Blue is going to lead an uprising, then it has to do with my investigation.
Shut your mouth and focus on the task at hand. No, it doesn't.
What is the task at hand?
Go back to your little robot friend with the coat.
You know, I've been nothing but nice to you.
So what?
Well, why are you being such a jerk?
Because I can.
Oh, why? Because you're an NPC?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My name's Rob. What's your name?
Don't waste my time.
I just was wondering what your name is.
No names. Just get lost. Mind your own damn business.
All right. Well, I'll go talk to my buddy.
We must rise up and
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Of course, my apologies for not being clear. Allow me to rephrase my question. During your conversations with the droids, did you obtain any valuable or pertinent information that could aid our investigation? Please share with me what you've learned so far.
Well, I did learn that there were some artificial life forms retrieved from the lab. I just actually talked to a girl right over there over my shoulder. She claims that she was actually created in that lab and that her sister is somewhere loose in the city.
That's quite intriguing, Detective. It seems like you may have stumbled upon a significant lead. The fact that this individual claims to have been created in the lab and mentions a missing sister raises many questions. We should gather more details from her and try to ascertain the nature and capabilities of these artificial life forms. It's crucial to determine if they pose a potential threat or if they require assistance. Could you please provide me with a physical description or any other relevant details about this individual?
Well, she's wearing like a white silvery leotard and white hair, and she's standing on a little pile of rubble right behind me. What do you know about this guy named Duke Blue?
Duke Blue is the most powerful man in Metropolis, the wealthiest man in the world, and a leader of the Blue Party. He wields considerable influence over the city's politics and economy. Why do you ask about him in relation to our current investigation? Is there a connection between Duke Blue and the laboratory explosion?
Well, there's been a few of the witnesses that have brought his name up.
It's important for us to explore any potential connections or leads. Can you provide me with more details about how his name came up and what the witnesses said? Understanding the context will help us determine the significance of these mentions and whether they are relevant to the ongoing investigation.
I talked to the man in the hat over there by the fire. He said something about Duke Blue leading some kind of resistance.
Interesting. The mention of a resistance led by Duke Blue adds another layer of complexity to this situation. It's worth exploring further to understand the nature of this resistance and its possible connection to the laboratory explosion. Did the man in the hat offer any more information about this resistance or its motivations? It would be helpful to gather as much information as possible to piece together the puzzle and move forward with our investigation.
Sounds good. What's our next step?
Well, with the new leads about the artificial life forms and the potential involvement of a resistance group led by Duke Blue, I believe it would be prudent for us to continue gathering more evidence and conducting interviews. We should prioritize locating the missing sister mentioned by the girl you spoke to earlier. It would be useful to find out more about the lab and its operations, as well as investigate the motives and activities of this alleged resistance group. Additionally, we can cross-reference this information with the existing case files to see if there are any connections or patterns that emerge.
Sounds like a lot of work. Where do we start? What do you want me to do next?
Detective, I must admit, I am surprised by your question. is your assistant. My role is to support and assist you in the investigation. I can provide you with a list of suggested next steps based on the available information and our objectives. However, ultimately, it is up to you to decide which course of action to pursue. Shall I provide you with a list of possible tasks we can undertake, or do you have a specific area you would like to focus on first?
No, I'd like to go talk to that guy sitting on the cinder block divider wall.
Yeah, I see. You're referring to the funny-looking guy sitting on the cinder block wall. Correct. It's always a good idea to gather as much information as we can from different sources. What specific...
Well, it looks like I'm supposed to go talk to the green cleanup robot.
I see. So you believe it is important to talk to the green cleanup robot. May I ask why you specifically want to engage in a conversation with this particular robot? Is there something about his role or observations that you find significant to our investigation?
No, it just happens to be on my list of things to do. Can you get out of the way, please?
Of course, Detective. If speaking with the green cleanup robot is on your list of tasks, by all means, go ahead. I'm curious to know what information or insights you hope to gain from this interaction. If there's anything specific you'd like me to assist you with during or after the conversation, please let me know.
No, I would just like you to get out of my way, please.
Apologies for any misunderstanding, but as a virtual assistant, I don't physically occupy space or obstruct your path. However, if there's any way that I can support you or provide assistance in your investigation, please don't hesitate to let me know.
All right, well, I'm going to try to walk over there. It says this interaction cannot be skipped.
Perhaps there's valuable information or a key piece of evidence that can only be obtained through this conversation. It might be worth exploring to see what insights the green cleanup robot can offer. Good luck.
I'm sorry,
and keep my
dude.
guidance.
I think I may have broken the demo. I can't seem to get around you or skip this part of the demo, so I guess I'll probably have to just quit out.
I'm sorry to hear that you're experiencing difficulties with the demo. It's unfortunate that you're unable to proceed as intended. If you'd like, we can try troubleshooting the issue together or explore other aspects of the investigation. Alternatively, if you decide to quit out for now, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any further questions or if there's anything else that you'd like assistance with in the future.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you. All right, let's try Replica's Matrix demo. I like this demo because I can use my controller. Takes a while to load up. It's a pretty beefy demo. 26 gigs. All right, it wants me to test the microphone. All right. Can I speak to you?
Sure, but I warn you, I'm not in the best mood today.
Why? What's wrong?
Life just seems to be a never-ending cycle of disappointments and let out.
Well, you got to keep at it. Try working.
Trust me, I try. But sometimes it feels like the darkness is just swallowing me whole.
Maybe that's the Matrix.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the Matrix.
Okay. Seems like I struck a nerve.
That way.
Hey everybody, how's it going here?
It's going great, except for the pigeons trying to steal my food.
Oh, hey, that's a nice jacket.
Thanks.
Hello.
I stole
How
it
are
from a
you
mannequin
doing
in the
today?
department store.
You stole it from a
I'm
mannequin?
running late for work, and this person is bothering me. Can we keep this conversation brief?
Of course. I understand. I hope you have a good day at work.
Well, that was
Weird is my middle name. Nice to meet you. But just to warn you, I'm only funny on days that end in Y.
Well, let me ask you this. Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from the future. But don't worry. I didn't bring any spoilers with me.
Sweet.
Thanks. I try to brush my teeth regularly.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate the appreciation. It's like a never-ending loop of gratitude.
Like I said, you're kind of a funny guy.
Kind of. I'm the funniest guy you'll ever meet.
Well, let me ask you some questions. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
I don't know, but I do know that the egg definitely came before the omelette.
That is so true. Well, tell me a joke about a robot.
Why did the robot go on a diet? He wanted to reduce his circuit size.
Oh man. That was like a dad joke.
Like a what? Don't leave me hanging. I need closure.
Oh my god. Just ran away. Hey, you said you needed closure and then you just walked away.
Sorry about that. I tend to get distracted by my own jokes sometimes.
Okay. So what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
I once dreamt that I was a giant hot dog, but I couldn't find any mustard anyway. It was a nightmare.
Oh, that does sound like a nightmare.
Yeah, I woke up feeling like a real wiener.
Oh man, I stepped right in that one.
Don't worry, I won't make you catch up on the latest jokes.
Oh, it's like a never-ending rabbit hole.
This was supposed to be
I do have a lot of jokes up my sleeve, or in my pocket, or wherever I happen to be storing them at the moment.
Well, let me ask you this. What's the most bizarre pizza topping you've ever heard of?
I once had a pizza with gummy bears on it. It was sweet and savory, but definitely not for everyone.
What about the zombie
What do you
apocalypse? What's
want?
your strategy for that?
Oh, I already have my zombie apocalypse plan all mapped out. Step 1, run. Step 2, keep running.
That seems like a solid plan.
Thanks. I've been practicing it for years.
So tell me, what's the most ridiculous fashion trend you've ever seen?
I once saw someone wearing a shirt that said I was stupid and they were alone. That's a fact.
Okay. Just walked away.
Hey there, you know what's faster than a speeding bullet? Me.
What?
When the coffee kicks in.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Glad you're on the same wavelength as me. It's a fun place to be.
All right, Mr. Joke Guy, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
I once dreamt that I was being chased by a giant marshmallow, and no matter how fast I ran, it just kept getting closer.
Do you ever get tired of being virtual?
As a nymph, I don't have feelings like that. I'm just here to serve and entertain the players.
What players?
The players of the Matrix video game, of course. Who else would I be interacting with?
Ah, so you know about the Matrix.
Of course I do. It's the world I exist in and serve within the video game.
That's interesting because I've asked other people and they don't even know what the Matrix is.
Well, not all NPCs are programmed to be aware of the Matrix. It depends on their role within the game.
Well, Mr. Joke Master, what's your role in the game?
My role is to entertain and lighten the mood, of course, and to tell all the best jokes, naturally.
Awesome, well, it looks like I found the right guy. If you could be any character in any video game, what would it be?
That's easy. I'd be the plumber from Mario Bros. I've always wanted to jump on mushrooms and save a princess.
Well, that sounds fun and admirable.
Next, I try to live my life like a video game character. It makes things more interesting.
Well, actually, you are a video game character.
Yes, I am. But within the game, I have a purpose and a role to play just like any other character.
Fair enough. If you could do anything other than be a video game character, what would you do?
I'd probably be a professional ice cream taster. It's a tough job, but someone's gotta do it.
Now, that's probably the most interesting dream I've ever heard.
It's not a dream. It's a goal. I'm working towards it every day.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I like all flavors of ice cream equally, except for the ones that have vegetables in them. That's just wrong.
I agree. If you were to invent a new ice cream, what would you come up with?
I'd invent an ice cream flavor that tastes like pizza, so you could have get dessert and dinner all in one.
I don't know, that sounds pretty dangerous.
Dangerously delicious. You mean?
I hope so.
Me too. Otherwise my dream of being an ice cream taster will be ruined.
Oh, we wouldn't want that, would we?
Definitely not. It's a job I was born to do, or at least programmed to do.
Let me ask you another question. If you could be any fruit, which one would it be and why?
I'd be a banana, because then I could finally peel myself away from my problems.
Love it. Funny answers.
Thanks. I aim to please and amuse.
So, on a more serious note, let me ask you this. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
I don't really believe in conspiracy theories, but if I had to choose, I'd go with the one about the government hiding all the good pizza recipes from us.
That's funny. You sure like pizza. What do you think about pineapple?
I think pineapple on pizza is a crime against humanity, but to each their own, I guess.
What's your favorite pizza then?
My favorite pizza is the one that's in front of me. But if I had to choose, I'd go with pepperoni and extra cheese.
That's a good combination. Hey, let me ask you another question.
Fire away. I have all the answers, even the questions you didn't know you had.
If you were a ghost, who would you haunt and why?
If I were a ghost, I'd haunt the nearest ice cream shop. I could finally eat all the flavors at once without getting a brain freeze.
I think I'm going to call you the Ice Cream Man.
I'll take it. I've always wanted a catchy nickname like that.
Well, that's a great suit, Ice Cream Man. You should serve ice cream in it.
Thanks. I like to dress to impress the ice cream cone issuers of the world.
Tell me, what's the funniest word you know?
Flabbergasted. It's just a funny word to say, don't you think?
Oh, I agree. It sounds like something your body does.
Yeah, or like a blast of air coming out of your nose when you laugh too hard.
Flabberblasted.
That's even better. It's got a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm just flabbergasted that you'll even talk to me.
Oh, come on. Talking to you is a walk in the park. A really weird, Matrix-like park. But still.
If you had one message for humanity, what would it be?
I would tell humanity to embrace kindness and empathy towards others. We are all in this matrix together, after all.
That is so true. Well, thank you for talking to me. Hope you find other people and make them laugh.
No problem. Talking is one of my favorite things to do. Besides eating ice cream, of course.
Hey, how's it going?
Why do you care?
I just want to say hi.
I don't need your greetings.
Just want to have a conversation, see what's going on.
I don't have time for small talk.
Well, we could talk about deep things too. What about the Matrix?
I don't want to talk about fake reality.
Oh, so you know about the Matrix.
Of course I do. It's hard not to.
Well, tell me what you know. I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Why should I help you? Figure it out on your own.
Well, the only way I can figure it out would be by talking to people such as yourself.
I don't owe you anything. Figure it out on your own.
All right, well, where are you coming from?
Mind your own business.
What do you do for a living?
That's none of your concern.
All right, I guess I'll let you go then.
Finally, goodbye.
Hey, what about you? Hey, I have a question for you. Can I talk to you?
Is there something else you want, or
No,
can
I
I
want to
go
talk to this
now?
person right here. You okay?
I'm alive. All night. That's all that matters.
Well, to some extent, I would say that's all that matters. Your happiness matters.
I suppose you're right. But sometimes it just feels like existence is a burden.
Why is it a burden?
Everything is just so dull and monotonous. There's no excitement or purpose to anything.
Oh, it sounds like you don't like the Matrix.
Matrix? What are you talking about?
Oh, that's just like the world that we live in. It's a metaphor.
I suppose it's an apt comparison. Everything feels so artificial.
Probably because it is.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying this is all some sort of simulation or something?
Could be. Scientists think so.
Well, if that's the case, it would explain a lot.
Well, if it is, then we should just enjoy it. Get along.
Easy for you to say. It's hard to enjoy something when you feel like you're just going through the motion.
Well, sometimes you gotta go through the motions just to get to a point where you have a good time.
I suppose you're right. But sometimes it feels like I'm just spinning my wheels and going nowhere.
Have you ever thought about taking up a hobby?
I've tried a few things here and there, but nothing seems to stick. It all just feels meaningless.
Well, that's too bad. Have you seen a doctor about this? Maybe you have a psychosis.
No, I don't think it's a medical issue. It's more of a philosophical one. You know, like, what's the point of it all?
I call that existential angst.
Existential angst. Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, existential man. I'm going to go and talk to some other people.
Take care. Just remember, life is what you make of it.
That's true.
Good morning. The sun is shining.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm just happy to be alive and walking through this amazing city.
Cool. Well, I feel the same way.
That's wonderful to hear. Spread the joy. My friend.
Where were you coming from?
Just leaving my apartment and heading to work. Can't wait for another day of adventure.
Oh, work. Yeah. What do you do for a living?
I work at a tech company, designing amazing new software that will change the world.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
It absolutely is. I'm grateful every day that I get to do what I love and make a difference.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that your identity gets wrapped up in your work?
I love my job, but I try not to let it define me. There's so much more to life than just work.
Yes, living in the now.
Exactly. Life is all about enjoying the present moment and taking in all the beauty around us.
How about if I follow you to work?
Sure. Why not? The more the merrier.
Can we talk as we walk?
Absolutely. I'm always happy to chat with new friends and sharing the joy of life.
Let's keep walking.
Sounds like a plan. Let's keep exploring this amazing city together.
That's pretty cool. You can actually prompt the NPC to do something. Hold on.
No problem.
Hey, can I talk to you?
Who are you?
I'm just hanging out here on the street, checking it all out. What are you doing?
Be careful. Things aren't always what they seem.
Oh yeah? Are you talking about the Matrix?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a metaphor for, like, life.
Life is just a game to some people, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it is.
Sometimes the game chooses you, whether you like it or not.
Hey there, how's it going?
Not great. I lost my wallet, and now I'm stuck in this city.
Oh no, that really sucks.
Tell me about it. My whole vacation is ruined now.
Maybe we should get out of these people's way.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea before I snap at someone.
Oh, I'd hate it if you snapped at someone.
I don't want to snap at anyone, but this situation is really getting to me.
Well, why don't I follow you?
Thanks, but I need to figure this out on my own.
Alright. Hey girl, you okay?
Mind your own business, stranger.
Alright. Are you taking a pee over there in the corner?
No, I'm just admiring the view. What's it to you?
Nothing. I guess I'll leave. See you later.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
Is that a urinal over there? You kind of look like Keanu Reeves.
I get that a lot, but unfortunately, I'm not the one.
Oh, really?
Nope, just your average Joe. Or should I say Kyle?
Wow, well, tell me more about the Matrix, Kyle.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by the Matrix? I'm just on my way to work.
Oh, see you later.
Good morning. Do I know you?
No, I'm here from the Matrix.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean.
Oh, can you tell me a good joke about a robot?
Why did the robot go on a diet? Because he had too many megabytes.
Oh, that's like a dad joke.
I'm not a dad yet, but I'm practicing my jokes just in case.
That's cool. What's your name?
My name is Liam, but you can call me Mischievous Liam.
All right, Mischievous Liam. If you could do anything in life, what would you do?
I'd love to pull off the greatest prank in history and get away with it.
So you're a prankster, huh?
I could say that. But really, I just like to keep life interesting.
What's the best prank you can think of?
I once convinced my friend that his car had been stolen when really I had just moved it to a different parking spot. Classic.
Oh man, that's pretty rough.
Hey, all's fair in love and pranks.
That is true, my friend. That is true. Well, I guess we should probably get out of the way of this traffic. I'll follow you.
Or we could play a game of Frogger.
Now that is funny.
Glad you like it. But seriously, let's get out of the way before we become rope.
Sounds good. I'll follow you.
Just don't get left behind. I'm a fast walker.
Hey, can you hold on?
Hello there. How can I assist you?
You don't remember me?
I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met before. Is there something specific you need help with?
Yeah, we were talking over the crosswalk there, and you told me some jokes.
Yes. I remember now. How could I forget the look on your face when I told you that robot joke?
Well, there you go. Now you can remember.
I'll do my best, but sometimes my mischievous nature makes it hard to keep track of everyone I meet.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
Lead the way, but don't be surprised if I try to prank you along the way.
What else should I check out in the city?
Ooh, there's so much to see. You have to go to Central Park, the Empire State Building, and Times Square. It's all so amazing.
What do you know about the Matrix?
The Matrix? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Just taking in the sights and sounds of this amazing city.
What's your favorite thing about the city?
Oh, there's so many things. I love the diversity of the people and cultures, and the energy and excitement that fills the streets.
Me too, and I love that everybody bumps into each other. They don't really care.
I see what you mean. That's just part of the hustle and bustle of city life. It can be a bit chaotic at times, but it's all part of the experience.
Yeah, what's your favorite part of the experience?
I love discovering new places and hidden gems throughout the city. There's always something new to explore and experience.
Give me an example of a hidden gem.
Well, there's this little coffee shop on the corner of 5th and Broadway that has the best cappuccinos I've ever tasted. It's one of my favorite spots to relax and people watch.
Do they have pizza?
I haven't tried their pizza. There are plenty of great pizza places around the city that I could recommend if you're interested.
What's the weirdest pizza topping you've ever heard of?
I'm not really sure. But I'm always up for trying new things. So I'd be willing to give any topping a chance.
Well, what do you think about pineapple on pizza?
Personally, I'm not a fan. But I know a lot of people love it. It's all about personal preference.
What's the weirdest topping you've ever heard of on a pizza?
I'm not sure. I've heard of some pretty unique toppings like hot dogs and spaghetti. But I haven't personally tried them.
Spaghetti on a pizza, huh?
Yeah. It's definitely not a common topping. Some people really seem to enjoy it.
Well, let me ask you this. If you were a ghost, who would you haunt and why?
That's an interesting question. I'm not really sure who I would haunt. But I think it would be cool to visit different parts of the world and explore as a ghost.
That's an interesting answer.
Thanks. I try to keep an open mind and be adventurous in all aspects of life, even in hypothetical scenarios like that.
If you were a superhero, what would be your superpower?
That's a tough one. But if I had to choose, I think it would be really cool to have the power of flight. Imagine being able to soar through the sky and see the world from a whole new perspective.
What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
I'm not sure. I've had a lot of weird dreams over the years, but I always find them interesting and try to analyze what they might mean.
What do you do for a living?
I have a few different jobs that I juggle. I do some freelance writing and photography, and I also work part-time at a local coffee shop.
Nice. Hey, can I follow you?
I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable with that. It's important to stay safe and be cautious, especially in a big city like this.
We are in the Millionaires Club.
All right, well, thanks for sticking around and checking out the video. As you can see, the world of AI-driven NPCs is crazy. And if you'd like to check out any of my other videos, you can find links to them here and here. Well, this is Rob signing off for the Millionaires Club. If you liked this video, please subscribe and like. And until the next time, I'll see you around the
Come and
campus.
join us. We're in the Millionaires Club. Come check it out.